You know, measuring for curtains can be a terrifying experience. Let me show you how to take the fear out of it. Let's talk fabric and measuring for a window. Fabric can be very expensive or not. Either way, you're investing a lot of time and energy in creating window dressings. You want to make sure they're right. What I always try to do is measure twice and cut only once, not the other way around. So what I thought I would do is talk about this fabric and how I mounted them around this large window because it's a focal point in this room. So the first thing I had to decide was whether I was going to do an inside mount in here within the frame of the window, or if I was going to do a flush mount on the outside. And what I decided to do was a flush mount. Now a little tip here. You see how I push the drapery up, 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 up? You see, the idea here is to give this room as much height as possible. If I'd done an inside mount in here, that would have shortened these draperies and the room would have felt lower. Also, if I had done an inside mount and the drapery was inside like this, it would be much more difficult to close these sliding French doors. So by doing an outside mount like this, what I did is I served function and style. It looks better and it works better. So let's say we're going to do an inside mount. What you want to do is just take a lever lock tape measure, kick it in like this, and then just run it up like that and measure from the bottom up. So you can see I'm 101.5 inches. What's great about doing a flush mount on the outside is you see I don't have to be as precise with the measurement for the drapery. I ordered these a certain length and I could move them up and down in that space that I have between the top of the ceiling and the top of the window mount. So think about that when you're thinking about your windows. You're gonna have a whole lot more flexibility if you apply or do a flush mount as opposed to insetting them inside the window. Now if you'll notice up here, what I've done is I've mounted this on a rod with rings and you'll see the pinch pleat at the top. And to get this kind of fullness, what I did is I measured 3 times the width of the window for the fabric. That's going to give you this kind of fullness. Now you see fabric comes in kind of a standard, not always, but in a standard length, about 54 inches. So what's great about a solid color as opposed to a pattern with this gingham is that if you're buying fabric for drapery, you're going to make sure that your pattern matches up. And just think about it, if this was some sort of wild floral, you'd want to make sure that the floral pattern matched up. So you've got to take that into account if you get beyond a solid or a stripe. Hopefully these tips for measuring for a window will be helpful for you. If you like them, let us know. Make sure you share them with a friend and subscribe to ehowhome.